All right, folks, next we're bringing you 8 comic books all in one lot, all for one money, all for one bid, and all you've got to do is leave those bids on them. So, since we've got so many of you folks coming in from all over the place, we know that it's not feasible for everybody to come in, fly in for the weekend, and take a look at these individually in person. So I'm going to do the next best thing for you. We know that if you were here, you would have an opportunity. You would take a look very closely at the covers. Look for any kind of spine ticking or rolls, bends, dog ears, rips, tears, anything like that. I'm not seeing anything. The nice thing, you would normally just get a flat photo in the catalog, but here we have an opportunity to use this 3D to wiggle jiggle the light, move it back and forth, and really shine it all along here so you can see that there's no real tiny little stress mark right there. Look closely, and that's about it. So it's looking pretty good over here, and we get an opportunity to show you exactly everything on that cover. I'll flip it over on the back. A lot of times you don't get a chance to see the back, especially for lower dollar books. For non-keys, you can see that little stress right there. And of course, and of course, a lot of times with slabs, you won't see the backs of these at all. And I understand that, especially when you get a lot of comic books in all at the same time. It makes it very difficult to do in a speedy manner. The thing that you never get a chance to see, though, is the interiors. And why do we do this? Well, we're not going to show you the whole thing. We're not going to show you the entire interiors, obviously, for a number of reasons, including copyright issues. I love this Batman 5 Batmobile right there. But the main reason is, well, there's a few. One, I want you to take a look at this and decide what color that is. Now, I may tell you this is cream, or it's white, or it's off-white, or any other things that I, in my opinion, think that this is. But I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to use your expertise, your opinion. This is going into your collection, and you should be the one to decide what's best for your collection. So if you think it's fantastic, great. If you think it's brittle, great. If you think it's anywhere in between on that spectrum of the owl card, then that is what I want you to use, so that you're not relying on somebody else's third-party assessment. Graded comics, sure, we'll rely on theirs, but obviously there's a conflict of interest if I try to tell you my belief of the grading of an item that I'm trying to sell you. So the other thing is, if there's any kind of inserts or anything like that, sometimes you'll get poster inserts, sometimes you get those, the older ones, those jeweler inserts, the stamps from Wolverine, for example. And the other reason is sometimes, not often, but sometimes you'll get some water to the staples. You won't notice the rust right away, but you'll open it up and you'll find out, well, it's bled through. Obviously not the case here. This is a pretty good copy of this. It's in great condition, I think, but we allow you to look at it and make sure for yourself. You'll also sometimes see maybe dog-eared interior pages, rips or tears in there, and that's why we go through it as quickly. And so there you go. We give you an idea of the quality and condition of these pages. Rest in peace, Screech. And we'll go through the rest and do the same. I'm going to go through each of these, the 8, as quickly as we can. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We certainly value your time. We don't want to use too much of it, but we also want to give you the full experience that you might have if you were here. So the compromise we've come up with is, what I will do is we do these all in 1080p. Depending on the device that you're using and and where you're downloading this from, you should be able to see it in high definition. That'll give you an opportunity to go backwards, forward, stop, pause, zoom, do what you need to do to look it over. That way I can gloss over everything and give you a brief overview quickly, and you can delve more deeply at your leisure. I want to show you this one. When we run this through the scanner, or the catalog photos, it doesn't do justice to this metallic red ink. Metallic red ink often comes out kind of black, terrible. It certainly can't show you any of this. This is upraised right here. It's almost like a fingerprint that's upraised. Parts of this are upraised as well. And then these guys down here are all upraised. So there's some feel to them, and it's pretty neat. It's almost impossible if you were here, you could feel it and touch it and know about it. And when you win it, you're going to be able to do that. But in the meantime, you just got to rely on seeing it here. I want to point that out. A couple of stress marks right here. It's a thicker cover, so it tends to be much better. Sometimes, though, that tends to dent the corners a little bit more, and I'm not seeing that on there. You see just a little bit of stress mark right there, and I suspect we'll see that on the back. A little bit of scuffing right here, probably from sliding it in and out next to the board, next to the bag. And then some of those. It's tough to see on a white background like this, or on the white cover like that, but you can see a little bit of those. And then, of course, we'll quickly show you quality and condition pages. You got a Typhoid Mary, I think that was. Kingpin, other characters. See right there. Moving on to The Adventures of Superman, number 527 versus Alpha Centurion. Little ding right there, just a tiny little shaping of it. Some slight stress right here. Wiggle jiggle down it so you can really see it. Here are the numbers. And too much else along the rest of the spine, but we'll certainly let the light be your guide. And then some slight bend on that corner. See how the light wraps around it? That's why we love being able to do this under the camera and give you those lights shining off of it. We'll show you the back. Nice dark cover so it really pops out any flaws. Not a ton of flaws or imperfections here, but if there were, you would definitely see them. We can't hide them, and we don't want to hide them. Fingerprints and some smudges, but that's about it. Now I'll show you quality and condition of the pages. And that'll do it for that one. Moving on to Fantastic Four, number 291. Let's take a look at it. Start up here at this corner, as we often do. Slightly bent, a little bit of a... See that little bit of creasing right there? It's tough because the background nice and bright. I don't know if it's supposed to be an homage to Action Comics 1 here, but it is. Spine tick right there. Through here. There, you might be able to see them. Let's get that light. Jiggle. It's She-Hulk, so it's often safe to say that it's an homage of some kind of cover. Oftentimes it's to previous She-Hulk covers. Flip it over. Power pack right there. Seeing too much stress, maybe here or there, on that spine. And then again, quality and condition. Pages. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Take a look. Look. Fold that over. You know about it. You saw that I did that. You saw. I don't think we're trying to hide it. I'm just trying to put it back so perhaps self-press itself a little bit as send it out. The nice thing is, when you have a tear or a dog ear or any kind of flaw in there, when you open it at random, it tends to open to that page. So it's kind of nice. Glad it did that. Who knows? Maybe we missed a few. We'll always miss a few. I don't know. But it tends to open to that just because it's well, I'm not going to get into the physics of it, but it often will show itself, which means it shows it to you, and that's great. Little bend right there in the up in the corner. You can see it like that. See how it bends off to the right like that. The rest is looking pretty good. Some Mike Grell artwork here on this. This is the annual number 1. Warlord. A little bit right there, a little bit right there. The rest I'm not seeing too much. And you kind of, unfortunately, do have to take my word on that because it's tough to see on the white background. I'll still wiggle jiggle so you can see for yourself. Hopefully later you can zoom in a little bit. And some slight bend right there. I suspect it was put poorly into a long box or a short box. Got bent. See it again over here and over here, but the rest is looking pretty good except for something on there. That's a piece of schmutz on there. If you really want to take a look, you can come on, zoom. There you go. There, but the rest is looking pretty nice. You like your sword and sorcery tales, giant spiders and such, eels, you're going to like this book. Always a fun book. Warlord, it's kind of like DC's Conan, I guess, in a way. We move on to the Armor Wars. This is Iron Man, number 258. This is not the best cover. The nice thing is it's dark blue, so you get a chance to really see everything wrong with it. So there has to be something wrong with it. I at least prefer that you all know. There it is. I'm going to let you just look at it. I'm not going to point out every little issue. There's a lot of little issues, and they're just little issues, but they add up to kind of a big deal. You want to make sure there's no tears in that cover. Aren't? Good. Sometimes it can look that way. There are no tears in that cover. I thought there might have been right here. It's just some pretty severe ticks. Now, will that press out? Surprisingly, I think a lot of that will just press out pretty easily. Is it worth it for this particular one? No, I don't think this is it's not a major key. Not first appearance Iron Man or anything like that. But if it's worth it to you, hey, there you go. Quality and condition of the pages. Thor. This is from February of 96. This is issue number 495. Let's take a look at it. Thought that was a hook there, and with that hair, I thought for a moment that it was a crossover with Aquaman. Been fun. I would have enjoyed that. But it's not. Move right along here. A little bit of stress all along that cover, or that spine rather. Can you see it? We wiggle jiggle down the spine. Down to the bottom. It's the Wrecking Crew. Bald guy, so maybe it's just a random bunch of dudes. This way. And we see just a little bit more nice reflective cover there, so that's real nice. It'll pop everything. Not really dark, but that maroonish brown or whatever you want to call that. Mildly colorblind myself, so I'm not one to ask on that. Say, I don't know, could it even be purple? Is it purple? Is it brown? I don't know. And we go here to quality and condition of the pages. There you have that one, and we end it with Superboy and the Ravers. Tempted to put a filter on. We've got a party that would just boom, 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 boom for the Ravers, but you don't want that. I don't want that. And it would have taken too much time to set that up, so I'm just going to leave it as is. A lot of time for a corny joke. Superboys and the Ravers number 1. Let's zoom right on down the side there. Really see a little bit right here. There, that's about it. I do want to point out a little bit of a dent or something right there. With a bend on that corner. Oh, that was my finger. I saw something right here. It's my finger peeking out. And then a little bit right there. Fun movie right here. Last thing that Roald Dahl worked on. Died sadly a few years after this came out. Might not have even been a few years. It was shortly after. You can see a few issues right here. Saw this, I thought, this is a terrible movie. And then I realized, well, it's an adaptation of a Roald Dahl book. It actually was pretty spot on. No quality and condition of these pages. And, I guess, DC's version of the Hulk. And there you have it. That's Superboy and the Ravers, number 1. You're going to get this and 7 other comic books, all in one lot. All for one bid, all for one money. All you have to do is head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com. Leave that pre-bid right now. The auction is live. It's ready to go. It's waiting for you. All you have to do is leave those pre-bids and then come back on auction day. On live auction day, you're going to get a chance to defend your bids against everybody else trying to get this from you. Don't let them. Make sure this goes to a good home, your collection, and you know how to do it. Join us there on auction day, whichever way you choose to do to enhance your chance at getting all of these in your collection. We look forward to seeing you at the auction.